Good morning, it's Jo from Emily Cat 176, and here in Australia it's Monday and I'm got to do this quickly because I've got to go out, and I'm just going to be talking about the show I saw on the weekend. Now, I trekked over to Nunawading. I don't live anywhere near Nunawading, and it was a trek to get over to the Round. Now, the Round, as I've said before, is the newest art centre, suburban art centre here in Melbourne, and it's beautiful. It replaces, and it's been built in the same place that the Whitehorse Centre was. Now, I really liked the Whitehorse Centre, but it was old and it wasn't fit for purpose anymore. It took them a few years, and I think it was worth it. They've got a beautiful space. It is round. It's round. If you look at my... Oh, no, I was racing for the show because the bus was late, so I was late. It's round. The seating's good. Everyone that's going to it, I asked people while I was there, they love it. And it's actually got a really good program this year. I just wish it was a bit closer to where I live, but you know, every so often it's worth going. And of course it was worth going this time because I saw Oliver. I love Oliver. I really love Oliver. It was performed by the Nova Theatre Company, and the Nova Theatre Company is the resident theatre company for the Round, in the same way PLOS is for Frankston Arts Centre. And I thought PLOS was the best. Well, I do think PLOS is the best suburban theatre company. I have to say Nova comes a very close second. Very close. It was so good, and the standard of singing was so good. This is what I judge the... Well, no, I shouldn't say judge because I'm not standing in judgment of them, but this is what I look at with suburban productions, the musicals. It was just very good. The staging was good. Costuming was good. The dancing overall was good. There were a few spots where it wasn't. And I think with suburban musicals, it's the dancing that's not as good as everything else. It was still good, but as I said, it was the singing. And I've just got to look at the names. Lila DeGrazia, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She was Nancy. Oh my goodness, what a voice she has. She was so good. So good. And singing, you know, that, you know, they've got the songs from there, you know, As Long As He Needs Me. She hit every note. She was so good. So very good. Very good. Oliver was played by August Kennan. He was good. There were a few little things, but as I said, he's very young and he shows a lot of promise. So I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Ryan Purdy played Fagin. Again, he was good. Very good. Now, Bumble. Daniel Cooper. I thought he was really good. He was really good. And the costuming was very good. Very good. But again, they've all had a lot of experience. Bet, yes, Bumble. But I'd say the standout performers were Lydia and Daniel. But the singing overall was so good. So good. And we're so lucky, I think, in Melbourne to have these suburban art centres where companies like PLOS and Nova perform. Because to me, some of the standard in these shows is as good as anything you will see in the CBD. This was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, as did the crowd, and it was nearly full. there weren't many empty seats, so that was good. But I mean, Oliver, I just love Oliver. I really do. I just love Oliver. And especially, you know, I think it was the 1968 film. That was good too. So, yeah, well worth the trek over to Nunawading, because as I said, I live nowhere near it. And they also had a live orchestra. Not all performances at suburban centres will, but I think that makes a difference too. When you have a live orchestra playing, it does. It really adds to the production. So yes, very, very good. Very good. I'm just trying to find adults, yes, because there are a lot of children. Well, of course, in Oliver, you know, it starts out in the workhouse, so there's always a lot of children. They were all good. As I said, this is a good, I think with younger performance, this is a good one to, you know, to do while you're younger. It shows you the discipline of acting on stage. It helps you develop acting skills, singing skills. So as I said, they were all very good. So I'm trying to find, because I said I'm looking in here, I thought I found Amber Sim was the musical director. She has worked with Ploss. There you go. Yes. That's interesting, isn't it? The next production is Brigadoon. Now, Brigadoon, I've never heard of that one before. I had to look it up. I don't know if I'll go to that one, because I said it is... I sort of thought, because it took so long to get there, I thought, oh, if it wasn't Oliver, I'm not going. But Brigadoon, apparently it's Brigadoon is a town that appears every 100 years. Let me know if you've ever heard of it. I'd never heard of it. Never heard of it. So it's book and lyrics by Alan J. Lerner, music by Frederick Lowe. So I don't know, I might look at that one. We'll see. Oh, here we go. No life members. Yes, this is Cinderella. Yes, Nova have done Ladies in Black and Cinderella. They were the two shows last year. And I think they're going to be like Ploss and do 2 shows a year. So Ladies in Black and Cinderella were last year. Oliver and Brigadoon will be this year. But it was really worth it. Oh, and I forgot to mention Nathan List as Dodger. He was very good too. I nearly forgot that. I'm sorry, Nathan. But I said Bill Sykes was played by Jason Fabry. Mr. Sowerberry by Michael Ball. Mrs. Sowerberry by Julie Wright. Yeah, as I said, I think they were all good. And as I said, this is why I like suburban arts, and this is why I promote suburban arts, because you will see good productions like this at affordable prices. You don't have to keep going to the big shows in the city. Have a look. I don't know with other cities if they have the suburban centres like we do, but we are so lucky in Melbourne. We have Frankston, we have Kingston, we have Bunjil Place, the Drum, and now the Round. I think there might be an arts centre over in the western suburbs, but it's not as big as these. 5. We have got 5 suburban arts centres. Now, what's the population in Melbourne? I think it's about 2 or 3 million now. That's pretty good. I think, but then the arts are loved in Melbourne. And even with this one, the same thrill, the same crowd excitement, it's there. People want to go and see the arts, and they support the suburban art centres by turning up. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And I think this sort of thing, it adds to a city. It adds, because with any city, if you want to actually see what a city's like, you don't stay in the CBD of cities. You go out into the suburbs. That's where the life of the city is. And as I've said many times before, suburban arts are thriving in Melbourne. And that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So that's it. As I said, I will think about Brigadoon, because it took me about an hour and 20, an hour and a half to get over there. So that's quite a long time. But as I said, this time it was worth it, because, as I said, I love Oliver and it was such a good production. And I've got an idea. I've seen, because I've lived all over Melbourne. And I think a few years ago, I think I actually saw a Nova production at the old Whitehorse Centre. And even that one, I thought, might have been Guys and Dolls or something. It was an older musical. But again, it was a very good high standard. So it's good to see that they're continuing. Okay? Have a good week. I will be back on Wednesday with Melbourne Arts. I didn't have time last week because it was so busy. I'm pretty busy this week anyway, but I'm going to do that, Melbourne Arts. And then it's Easter, but I think I will do a books on Friday. Easter's a good time to read a book if you're not doing anything. Things, of course, are open here in Melbourne. Back in the day, they used to close everything. And I know years ago I was staying around Balwyn, and there's a cinema over there, and they opened it on Good Friday. The crowds were out on the footpath trying to get in. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, as I said, I will definitely be doing Melbourne Arts and the book review. And even on Monday, I could talk about the show I saw on Friday. It was a good weekend for me. So, yeah, enjoy your week, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.